Well, if you're like me, you're always curious about when you see inexpensive things in stores. Many times over, I've gone in and bought these things, and this time around, we're going to look at some very inexpensive toy trains. Now, lots of what you're going to see is going to seem amazing. Some of the track trial ability of these no-name trains is going to astound some viewers. But there's also a warning because one of these trains was broken straight out of box. I hope you enjoyed the video. Well, hi there in Kmart Australia. My son noticed these toy trains. There's a junior train set, there's a remote control train, there's a train that looks like Percy, and there's a train that looks like Thomas the Tank. All of these toys were very inexpensive and I'm a little bit curious about them. Let's take a look. The first one we'll rip into, just called Junior Train Set. It looks like James, but it's not. It comes with a bit of track. It's only $15. Remember that through this review, the prices of this stuff, it's very cheap. $15 will not buy you that. They're between $18 to $20. If you're paying over $20, you're paying too much. In Australia, that is. One Trackmaster 2 character and a bit of rolling stock there. And then I can also show you this, and that is an all-metal, yet wooden railway Salty, and I paid $29.99 for that, but I have seen these for about $25 just for one motorised character. So you call that $25. We'll be kind, we'll call that $18. And this here was $15. Let's see what you get for $15. There's actually one little fact about this I can tell you is these sold pretty well. I was lucky to get what I've got. And my son likes looking at the generic stuff at Kmart. I'm curious about it, but I don't get too excited. Okay, there's the track. And there's a bit of constructions in there. And I have to get the engine. It looks like it's in a separate cell. Oh yeah. I'll just take a look at the instructions here first. It talks about putting the batteries in, although I think the train already has batteries in there, which is sort of nice. But what is really nice, on the back here it says there's a 12-month warranty and there is a thank you for purchasing from Kmart. And I'm highlighting that because I think thank you is almost a forgotten word in the English language. It goes on to talk about your rights as a consumer and refund options and a little bit about Australian consumer law. Quite an interesting read. Let's take a look at the track next. Okay, the track system, it's nice and robust. I can't get it to snap. It's a bright colour, it's got like sleepers in between there. You know what it's reminding me of? I'm curious. Got some TOMY blue track here. Will it key to TOMY blue? Wow. It's, well, basically just like TOMY blue track. And that may get some people talking. There are two very short straights in this train set. And that's the problem with train sets I've noticed all the time is you get not enough straights and that's all you get. Let's talk about the engine next. Okay, coming in for one of my infamous in-hand appraisals. Okay, there's a bit of weight in this. That's a good sign. There's some buttons on top there. It's already pre-batteried up. So there's forward, stop, and reverse or whatever. There's a train sound. Don't we know that one, boys and girls? That's what you get in the knockoff from the Dark Side toys. I can't get it to stop now. Well, I will refrain from pushing that button because it's just going to make a horrid noise on me. The magnetic coupling is encased in plastic there, and it swivels around a bit. The driving wheels have got a traction tyre that is basically enclosed in there, and I hope you can see for the fact that the tyre there is actually between the two components of the wheel. It just doesn't come off. You can't like wrench the traction tyre off. I'm a bit curious to see what batteries are in this, and it's funny, when my son saw this in store, he just said it was James, because it's a red engine. He saw the green one, he said it was Percy. The individual engines are $7 each, and we've got those style of batteries in there. And in seeing that, it's actually reminded me of the Trackmaster 2 layout, because they are AAA batteries in there, and I'm a bit curious about how much charge is in these. Okay, whack it in there. What do we got? It's not too bad, actually. And there'll be many people wondering, why, Leo, are you looking at this generic toy train? Because I'm going to be curious. Kmart Australia has fallen for the generic, I'll say the word evil. The store is packed with generic stuff, and it's all dirt cheap. Let's give this fake James a run. Well, there is my train set made up. It's the same radius size as well as the TOMY blue track. Let's give engine 28 a run. And, well, one thing, it's not going to get an award for speed, but it will get an award for being a very inexpensive train set. So I wonder what your thoughts are on this generic train. And I've turned the sound chip on so people say, oh, but Lee, you never showed it moving with the sound. Well, there it is with the sound, and it's also got a small light on the front there, so it's a fairly featured small generic toy train. But hey, watch out, Diesel 10 has rocked up. He's got a great big long wooden railway train here, and he's going to connect onto the back of this generic red train, number 28. Watch out, Pitchy's out, gonna get ya. Rah! But we are going to try and connect up here, if that's possible. Or we have a contact, and that train is still moving at the same speed. It's pulling a very lengthy wooden railway train, which is actually quite nice to see. Well, boys and girls, you don't see that every day, do you? And I can't see any wheel slipping going on there, so it looks like the traction tyres are doing their job. Let me add 3 more wagons to that already lengthy train and see what happens. Will we still pull it? Wow. It just doesn't seem to stop, does it? It's amazing. So I've got 11 wooden railway characters and wagons going on the back there, and I think that's about all that this train could pull. And it's got me very curious. I've just run inside and I've grabbed my son's all metal wooden railway motorised Thomas. Let me pull that one off. Let me put Thomas on here. I wonder how Thomas will haul this train. Oh yeah, he's doing it in style actually. Let's do a head-to-head here. See what happens then. Oh, I suppose that's really showing us what we're getting for our money, isn't it? So even Thomas, with that big load, he can shuffle along that red generic train with ease. Looks like Thomas is trying to shove that fake red engine off the track actually, but thank goodness Thomas is winning. Man, if it was going the other way, we'd be hearing screaming, wouldn't we? Well, one thing about Thomas, he's not going to give up until that red train is off the track. Oh, he's done it. Well, we're always going to enjoy a train wreck. Thomas has proven why he's number 1 there, but we have now seen, well, what you get for your money with this one. A very inexpensive little toy, but hopefully you can see the difference between this versus that. Next we'll take a look at this RC Express train. My son got very excited when he saw this, and remarkably it only cost me $10. The train looks impressive. It says electronic train with lights and sound. I can be used with wooden toys, train sets and tracks. And really, at $10, one wonders how much Kmart are buying it for. Remember, they've got to make their money as well. And really, I'm very, very curious about this one. I can assure you. Well, there are instructions here. It's detailing what the remote control does, where the batteries go, and on the back is another warranty, blah blah, and thank you from Kmart. I've done a bit of pre-snipping to free the train, and the remote comes out. I think just do that, and we'll pull out, I think. Yeah, fight, isn't it? It's never easy, is it? Come on. Well, the first thing I noticed is this remote has more buttons on it than my TV remote inside. But the train and remote need batteries. And the train will need batteries as well, and it's got a bit of a different thing going on here. It's got a compartment that you feed batteries in, AAA's. Okay, I will slip some batteries in, and then I cover the brand names because I don't do ads for battery companies. Gets some people quite angry, I tell you. Okay, get this in the right way. You know, this could be awesomely good, or it could be like a total non-event. You just don't know, and that's part of the thing about buying this cheap generic stuff. I'm always curious about it. Well, to me, this looks super awesome. It looks nice and modern, and there's an on switch here. Just let me clear the track of the other trains and stuff. Come on, guys, off you get. The Express is coming. Okay, I've had a bit of a play. This is going to rock your socks. I'm quite surprised with this. This here is forward. Away it goes. It's got a bit of speed. It's actually quite nice. A $10 toy. Remember this little remote control train? $10 in Australia. Quite remarkable, actually. The middle button there is stop. We get the sounds as well. Press this button here, it's reverse. Where else can you buy something like this for $10 in Australia? That's the thing I'll be asking everyone. Okay, press stop again. Well, I'm going to press that light bulb there. Guess what's going to happen? we got lights. Well, there's like a level crossing. Okay, it's a sound of level crossing. There's a horn. Man, this is great. For a little $10 toy, there's a bridge there. Track sounds. Oh, cool. And there's this one here like a door opening. Wow, that is amazing. I got the lights on. Let's give it a spin and let's do the other sounds as we're going along. Oh yeah, we can do the other sounds as we're moving. Track sound. Horn. Oh, this is great. For $10, Kmart Australia, you've got a gem here. I just hope it's nice and robust and lasts a fair bit of time. Do the door sound. I like the horn, I think. I like the track sound as well. Well, I'll give it a stop and I'll load it up with some wagons. Well, Diesel 10 is going to deliver 8 wagons here. That's including himself along there to this quite remarkable remote controlled train. Now, just because this is fast doesn't necessarily mean it will pull a longer train. We've learnt that with Trackmaster 2. Fast doesn't mean powerful. Okay, here we go. Whoa, and it's doing that with ease. It's got a bit of speed as well. Let's get the horn. I love the horn. I can tell you one thing, my son hasn't seen this like up and running, but if he sees this, he is going to love it. Well, let me pull the train up and put some more wagons on. Okay, I've got 3 more added on there. And away we go. That does it with ease. I just wish Thomas and Friends or Chuggers would do a toy like this one. Yeah, fully featured remote. Oh, he's broken free. He's had enough. He's going to ram up the back. Oh, and he's going to crash. He's off on a runner. He's had enough. See you later, alligator. Come back. I'll pay you more money for appearance fees. You're a good performer. Yeah, very, very interesting remote control train. Now giving Diesel 10 the shove. And off on another run. I had enough. Oh, I better come in and stop this train. But I'll tell you what, that little toy train there is going to have a lot of people talking. I better turn those lights off. That's better. Well, let's have a bit of a hand appraisal of this quite remarkable small remote controlled toy train that works on wooden track and anything that gauge really. There's not many bad things I can say about it. It's got the same traction tyres as that fake James, or the first generic one we looked at, where the rubber is actually wedged between the 2 parts of the wheel. Same magnetic coupling. I really have to take this train inside, let my son play with it, see if he can wreck it, and I'm sure then I'll have a little bit more to say about this before we get too crazy. Well, I will be honest here, I actually did buy 2. There weren't many in the shop, and I think the reason why I bought 2 was when I saw a small remote controlled train for $10, I'm always going to be curious, and boy oh boy am I glad that I took the time to take a look at that. Have you guys seen this toy train? I'm really surprised that someone hasn't contacted me and told me about that little generic remote controlled train. So after that completely awesome remote controlled toy train, we're going to take a look at what my son thought was Percy and Thomas, but I got a sneaky suspicion that those 2 trains there are very similar to that first train we looked at. Okay, we'll open up what my son thought was Thomas. Because of the colour there, I dare say most children would see that and think Thomas. It was only $7, which is incredibly cheap in Australia. It's about a third of the price of a Trackmaster 2 character if you're just buying the character by itself. And just on Trackmaster 2, it actually reappeared, or should I just Trackmaster in general, reappeared at my local Kmart and had been gone for a long time. Has this one got batteries pre-installed? Yes, so it's got batteries pre-installed, and I dare say that is just a blue variant, number 18 on this one, of what we saw when we looked at the red one there. So there's really not much point in opening this up and dissecting what is going on. And we'll unbox what my son thought was Percy again. It was $7. I never saw the red engine as an individual engine. Mind you, I have not seen these trains back in stock, especially that remote control one, believe me. I went back there to take a look to see if there are any more. Here comes the thing that looks like Percy but hasn't got a face, but hey, maybe we can put a face on there, being very sneaky, and make this train look like Percy. In fact, we could maybe make this train look like James, and then maybe we could make this train look like Thomas. Well, Thomas fans, do you remember a candy which comes in a tube like this? I think it's called Lotte. You can find it in Australia if you look in certain little Asian shops, and it has a little face on the end. Well, you probably know what's going to come next, don't you? I think this will pass as Percy. Out you come. I think I can make this one into a terrified James. Come on, out you come. No need to be scared. And hopefully this one will pass as a faker Thomas the Tank. Oh, he's taken off. A good friend of mine on YouTube did take a look at this candy. He's now called Extreme Trains. And he pointed out something on this, and I'd been looking at this for a long time in the workshop, and I never quite realised it, for the fact that this tube is actually a little steam train. There's like the funnel there. There's sort of like a set of wheels there. It's quite abstract. You've got to think fairly abstract here. Remember, the face used to be there. I've just popped the faces out. And the other very strange aspect was the fact that these could actually gang together. Okay, so there's another character there. It's all wrapped up still. The funnel's there. The wheels are there. And it would make some sort of like candy train. And I think the lesson there is that really everyone has something to bring to YouTube. Everyone sees things in a slightly different way. And I mean, I could have looked at that for probably another 20 years and never even noticed that we're looking at a very, very, well, abstract choo-choo train in the form of a cylinder. So I'm going to use the stuff that you stick posters on the wall. It's called blue tack, but if I say blue tack, it's actually a brand name. But what I've actually worked out in life is that sometimes when you deal with the real McCoy stuff and not the generic stuff, it's actually a whole ton better. I'm going to do the spooky James version. I don't know how much of this tacky stuff I need. I'm going to put that behind there like that because you want to see how it's done, don't you? And I'm going to stick, hopefully I picked up the red engine there. Okay, ta-da! So I've got like a spooky James, even though probably a spooky Thomas there, on that red engine. Okay, I'll do Percy next. Well, I hope that's Percy there. I've actually got a sizable piece of that tacky stuff there. I'm going to put on the back of Percy there. I think you know how this works now. I'm going to pick up the green engine, and then people will say, oh, but Leo, it should have been Henry, should be making Henry. Well, it's Percy because Percy's awesome, okay? Okay, so it's that simple, eh? And I probably got hit entertainment having kittens after seeing this. But I know how children play. This is what my son would do if he had the Lotte candy and those trains. Last and by no means least is Thomas the Tank. Okay, Thomas's face, and we pick up the blue engine. And then people say, oh, but it should have been Edward. Well, it's going to be Thomas, okay, because he's number one. And actually, once you put a face on that engine, it looks quite awesome. Well, let's give these guys a bit of a spin, but what I'll do is I'll clear off all this, and I will set up a different railway. Okay, I have set up a very simple, small wooden railway. I've got the all-metal powered wooden Thomas here, and he can traverse around here. He may have a bit of trouble on the curves sometimes, but quite often he will get through. I think the hill climb is going to be the interesting part here. You may want to do... he's done it, yeah, good on you Thomas, yay! Okay, so we've established that the real Thomas the Tank can get around on this very customised wooden railway without much trouble. Let's try this generic train with the Lotte Thomas face on. Actually just noticed he's going to come around a bit of trouble soon. Thomas is stuck on the hill. The fake Thomas may give the real Thomas a nudge here. Is it going to happen or not? Oh, looks like they're both stuck. Definitely don't see that every day on YouTube, I can guarantee it. Well, let's give the real Thomas a shove. Come on, keep going. And, no, the knockoff one. The knockoff variant I made. Oh, he's stuck again. Come on, he's a bit long. I think that body is a tad long and it gets caught on the hill, but hey, you might want to put a flat track down. I think that toy train is going to go fine on flat track. Made it over the humps there. Yeah, looking good. Oh, the hill climb again and the nudge. And we're stuck. Well, while those two are sorting out their differences, let me give the green engine, our fake Percy here, a bit of a run. Come on, you can do better than that. Don't tell me you're going to get stuck there. That's not the way to be. You've got to be on the move. Oh, it's a bit playing up a bit, this one. I wonder why. Track's down flat. Seems to be dragging a bit for some reason. Let me clear this bottleneck, get the real Thomas going, our fake one, and This one, a bit different for some reason, it's getting stuck. It's not even going to make it up the hill. And this one's stuck there. It's the body's too long. Oh, okay, well, we'll see how that one feels. Let's give the fake James a run when we retire the fake Thomas here. Oh, it looks like, oh, there's a shuffle along going on here. Oh no! James has crashed. Couldn't take the pressure there. That's weird, that one makes it up the hill. There's varying performances going on here. I wonder what it is. I thought they were all sort of similar. Bit of a nudge up going there. Come on, fake Percy, you're holding up the works here, causing all sorts of confusion and delay. And the interesting part's going to be the hill climb. That seems to be where the action happens. Whoa, and the big shove's on again. Looks like I'll have to come in and clear the bottleneck here. There you go. And what is perplexing is this fake James, I'll just show you again, does the hill climb easily, but the others won't. And this one's stuck here because the bodies are a tad long. Whoa, oh, okay. It's starting to get very scary, and Thomas is doing a very strange sideways push there. I think he's had enough of these fakers on the track. He says, get out of my town, you nasty clones. Whoa, look at Thomas go. He's a powerhouse. Thomas is proving to be the real entertainment here, but he's had enough. He's taken a dive. Well, let me save Thomas here, turn him off and pull him out, but there is a very strange, curious thing here. Okay, the fake Percy here gets stuck on the hill. Okay, it's a bit long. I think the body's getting caught. Okay, turn that one off. The fake Thomas, let's give it a run up. We'll just sort of make it over. And what's really weird is this fake James just has no trouble at all. Bit of a hesitation, but it's now Thomas is stuck. Will I give it a shove along? No. And I wanted to show you that because I think most children, when they build wooden railways, will put some sort of element like this in. It's a bit boring when these train sets are flat. And the next one we will test is a remote control one. I love this train. Let's hope it's a goer. A little bit more speed in this one than the other ones. Come around here. Will it do the hill? A big question here. Ooh. Yeah, well, it has. After a bit of hesitation, it has made it round. Let's just see it go round again. I won't stop the camera. I want to see this go over the humps. Coming around again. And watch very carefully what goes on the hill section. Okay. It gets there in the end. Sometimes, you know, that sort of weird hesitation, children love that play. They love it when things go wrong, actually. Absolutely adore stuff that goes wrong. One more time for the train fans. Yeah. And it goes. I can't help myself with the horn. Track sounds. It's got the works, that little toy train. And what's super cool is I'm going to try and reverse it into its little station there. I'll press stop and I'll try and hit the right button reverse here. I don't know if this is going to work. No, I'm not that lucky. But man, I just love the remote controlness of this. I think, you know what, if I gave it a bit of a nudge going backwards, maybe I'll get to go. There we are. Yeah! So I hope you're seeing what you get for your money there. Sure, it's not completely faultless, but hey, for the price, it's not bad at all. There's one other elephant in the room. It's up the back there, and let me grab that. I want to do a little test on Trackmaster 2 track. Trackmaster 2 has brought to the Thomas and Friends realm some very exciting train play. We've got some speed. We're able to go up very steep inclines like that and go down hills like that. And the reason for this performance is the fact that the train wheels have almost gears built into them that key into the track. It makes me very curious to try this very cheap generic remote control train. Here we go, the big hill climb. Will we make it over? Oh yes! Quite an impressive feat. And that even had Diesel shaking in his boots. So let's pick off our faker Thomas here, a little generic train. Press the right button and not the sound button. And see it do this climb. Come on. Wow. It has just made it. quite surprising. Let's also try our, well, fake James. Come on, you can do it. Seeming a little bit slower for some reason. Sounding a little bit strained. Oh, biting into that track there and has made it. Well done. And let's have a go of our Percy and see how Percy goes. What's going on here? Come on, you should be able to do this. The others have made it through. Well, there's a problem going on here. I don't think the rear wheels are driving. That's weird. I'm sure the rear wheels should drive. The front wheels there aren't. Don't tell me we've got a breakdown. Well, it doesn't sound good, does it? But then again, why aren't I surprised? Let me just try backwards. Let me just try stop and go forward again. No, that back wheel. It sounds like I can hear gears not meshing together there. The toy has barely been played with. Mind you, it had a warranty thing, didn't it? So I'm going to investigate this. I'm not going to send it back to Kmart. But I got a funny feeling we're starting to understand what we're dealing with here. Well, I better finish up, and there's always lessons in my videos, isn't there? I've had an old saying in my life for a long time is, well, buy cheap, buy twice. I've got to investigate this little toy train to understand what's gone wrong, although I've got a funny feeling I know what's gone wrong inside there. But I have to open it up to see. Look, it's one of these things. How much more play would these need before possibly something goes wrong? And let's not forget, the toy trains did come with the thank you for buying and the information about warranty. Sure, this little green train here can easily go back to Kmart. They're not going to question you for the fact that something's gone wrong with it. That's how Australian consumer law works. But, you know, don't get too excited about these. I really need to give this a pounding and a flogging to see how long it lasts, considering how impressed I was with the features on that toy. And I think I will say that when you buy a toy like this one, and sure, you're paying, you know, the top dollar for it, but I think you're getting a completely different deal when it comes to quality with a toy like that. Anyway, on that reality check up the end of the video, as always, thanks for watching and bye for now.